Oh, there we go. Good morning, everyone. It's Aaron Nagler with Cheesehead TV coming to you live on the old social channels. I'm going to adjust something here real quick because I think there we go. I don't need to be that loud in your ears this morning. It's morning. Nobody needs that. Good morning, everybody in the comments. Good to see everyone. Patrick, starting us off with a super chat. Drew Bride have known dual arm go pack go. I'm thinking that's about Drew Brees. I'm not quite sure, Patrick. Still early in the morning for me, though. Haven't had all my coffee. Neil, thanks for the super chat. Can we ask the NFL to play the anthem twice to get Brees emotional before kickoff? You guys are relentless. How will the New Orleans Saints replace the 9 catches for 37 yards without Thomas? Get your quips in now, man. Look. I'm loving the fact that the Saints are struggling just as much as the next guy, but it is just one game, and Drew Brees has been known to come back home and whoop up on some people after a bad road loss. So, hey, like I said, get your jokes off. I'm all for it, but I wouldn't count out Drew Brees just yet. And I admit his arm looks a little scattershot. He does look old at times. Certainly struggled with some of his accuracy last night against the Raiders, but I don't know, man. A lot of ball game left. Jones is about to get paid a lot of money after this Saints game. Trevor, it's funny because I don't think there's anybody in doubt when it comes to the Packers' intentions to pay Jones. Obviously, we're all very interested to see how they structure it and or go about offering the guarantees and what Jones and his group might feel comfortable saying yes to, right? But as far as like his production goes, they've seen everything they need to see. They know how valuable he is, whether it's everything he did last year, whether it's things he's done out of the gate this year. Like, the talent is so obvious, and his importance to this offense is so obvious. There's nothing else he can do to make them go, oh, we got to pay him a lot more now. And I'm not suggesting that's what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, they know they want to get it done. It's just a question of making the puzzle pieces fit, and that's going to be tricky. And that's why Russ Ball gets paid the big bucks. Josh, thanks for the super chat. No question attached, but I thank you for the support. Please pay Jones. I have his jersey. All I can say is just thank your lucky stars Corey Banky doesn't own a David Bakhtiari or Aaron Jones jersey, because Corey went on a run for many years of getting jerseys of guys who promptly left Green Bay. I think that's actually why he stopped getting jerseys. Aaron Jones is the GOAT, Big A, the anti-Big B here. What else we got? Good morning from Seattle. What's up, Danny? How are you doing? James, thank you for the super chat. Lions Lambeau Leap, he chose poorly. Pick the scene. Oh, wow. Obviously, that's Temple of Doom. Or I'm sorry, no, not Temple of Doom. Sorry, that's Last Crusade. Shout out to the Raiders for the Run D tape. I mean, obviously it's different personnel, different schemes. They're going to probably approach it a little differently, and a lot of it depends on who's available and or up on Sunday. Who knows what happens with Kenny Clark? Got to hope against hope that he's available, but again, I'm not holding my breath in that regard. So somebody asked about transplants. Still don't have a firm date. It will happen this week, but it's either going to be tomorrow or Thursday. Not quite sure which day. One of those two is going to happen, though. We'll let you know probably later today. For sure. Alex, thanks for the super chat. Watching Brees yesterday makes me really like the love pick even more. Father Time is undefeated, and it sure happens fast. I've been saying, it doesn't just kind of gradually, creep up on guys. They hit a wall. It happened with Favre. It's happening with Brees. It's about to happen to Brady too. Just wait. That's why you think ahead. That's why you draft somebody when you don't need them. The worst time to look for a quarterback is when you need one. And the Saints keep pushing that cap, kicking that can down the road, bringing Brees back for one more ride. It's going to hurt him eventually. I'm glad it's not us. Riley, thanks for the super chat. At this point, is the choice going to be re-signing Jones versus Bakhtiari and Lindsley? Not necessarily, but it really depends on what they agree to as far as structure goes. There's obviously a priority list, and you got to think Bakhtiari is at the top of it. But like Gutekunst always talks about, it's a puzzle. It's about making all the pieces fit together. Ben, thanks for the super chat. How much value is there having an experienced center having awareness to snap the ball quickly on offsides / free plays for QB1? I mean, there's definite value there. It's something we've seen Lindsley do really successfully throughout his career in Green Bay, no question about it. But Lucas Patrick has shown that he can do it as well. That said, I very much agree with the sentiment that in this offense with this quarterback, it absolutely adds value to the position. The ability to see, have the periphery, and know that a guy has come across the line on a hard count and then quickly snap the ball for a free play. I mean, hell, if that's just worth getting a free, basically, touchdown per game or even every couple games, it's hard to quantify that. So, yes, there's certainly intrinsic value there. Frank, thank you for the super chat. First time since 1960 the Packers didn't host a sold-out home game. What an odd year 2020 has been. Still 2-0 and counting my blessings. Go Pack Go. I mean, all you got to do is watch that kind of first part of our watch party, the pregame show on Sunday with Corey in Green Bay, to know how weird it was around the stadium on game day. It's just an odd year all around, no doubt. Nathan, thank you for the super chat. Who's the easiest to replace? King by Jackson, Bakhtiari by Jenkins, Jones by Dillon. I think Dillon is running back 1. How are we paying Jair? Sorry to be a downer. You can pause it and wonder all you want. I'm going to say those are decisions that Gutekunst and Ball are going to have to make. As far as the easiest to replace, it's easy. You never really know until you start seeing these guys in game action and real live reps. So if you're talking about Dillon or even Jackson, who's in year 3, but hasn't played a whole lot, you can only go by what the determinations you make from the tape and from practice after practice, which of course we aren't privy to. I mean, obviously, conventional wisdom tells you that running back would be the quote unquote easiest to replace. But I always say, doesn't exist in a vacuum. And there are many things that Jones does that don't fall into the traditional running back role, i.e. going up the seam, up the right side and mossing over a corner on a 9 route. That's a little bit out of the purview of the normal running back. So, yeah, I do think certainly those are decisions that are going to have to get made by the front office. But, man, we're so far away from having to deal with any of it. Just enjoy 2-0, baby, and get ready for the Saints game. Josh, thanks for the super chat. Whoops, forgot to type my question. Here's another $5. So you see my question? You didn't need to do that, buddy. Sorry. Any idea if New Orleans will allow some fans? That's a good question. I actually looked to see if there had been an update because I know they didn't week 1. As far as I can tell, it sounds like there will be no fans in attendance, but hell, in this year, 2020 of our Lord, it seems to change each and every day. So it's certainly something to keep an eye on. But the last I saw, as of 10:09 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday, there will be no fans in New Orleans, which, of course, you got to think, fair play to Aaron Rodgers and have some fun there at the line of scrimmage. Rodgers is looking healthy, says Michael. Anyone that says he has lost a step is crazy. That throw to Devontae when he rolls out of the pocket and throws a touchdown was amazing. I mean, I don't think there's any mystery or controversy in saying that he is not quite as sprightly as he once was. When you talk about lose a step, I think, yes, he has lost his step around the edge, getting out on the edge, outrunning outside backers, outrunning even some defensive ends at this point. But that doesn't denigrate his ability as a quarterback. Your point is perfect as far as still being able to move and make plays. I don't think anybody is saying that is completely gone from his game. He's certainly able to do a lot of those things. But all you got to do is go back and watch, say, even 2016 tape, let alone like 2014 tape prior to the injury, to know that, the legs that he once had are not there now. But that's, again, no shame in that. He's an older quarterback. And this is the thing that I've been preaching for basically a year and a half when it comes to Rodgers, playing in rhythm and how much like leaning into this system can help his game. If you heard him after week 1 talk about being centered and playing in the rhythm of the offense, you can see how effective he can be. Now, yes, on occasion, he's going to be able to still break the pocket and make a play outside. But if he can play within the structure of the offense in rhythm, he is going to continue to ball out. And you've seen the evidence of that these first 2 weeks, without question. DK, thanks for the super chat. Were there any tickets available for sale? Nope. They were still sold out. The streak continues. Well, I think you're splitting hairs there, DK, but I hear what you're saying. Saints pass rush and coverage, far bigger test than week 1 and 2. Already nervous. Did you watch the game last night? I mean, I'm not saying they're pushovers, and I'm not saying that they can't, present a big obstacle / challenge / test, but there are certainly areas to attack there. And there's certainly, especially without crowd noise, their pass rush is not formidable. It's certainly not anything that the Packers shouldn't be able to handle in a fanless environment. So, yeah, absolutely. Are they a big test? No question about it. Still chock full of talent on both sides of the ball, but they're not invincible. Dustin, thank you for the super chat. Cheap extension for Jackson answer to replace King? It's possible. Again, only they can really make that kind of determination given the way more, they have so many more things to look at than we do on the outside. I mean, his game reps are so limited, it's hard to make that determination with any kind of real definitive declarations. What else we got here, folks? What blood sacrifice will it take to keep 69, 33, and 20? I would say probably, if I had bought all of that dog, I'd have to kill the dog. But of course, I would never do that before this turns into a thing. A Nuclear Family, thanks for the super chat. I saw that you got Reddit famous for your Mitch McConnell tweet. Nice job. I feel like the Packers are vulnerable if they don't get a lead. Thoughts? A lot going on there. Yeah, I don't check Reddit. I know I have, as Corey likes to point out, I have several threads dedicated to hating me on Reddit, which is fine. Great. Amen. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Or as I like to say, I'm an acquired taste. Some people just haven't acquired it yet. So yeah, whatever. As far as the Packers are vulnerable if they don't get a lead, thoughts? I mean, certainly not a crazy idea. I totally understand that line of thinking. You're not going to score 40 every week. And you do wonder about teams being able to keep the playbook open if the Packers don't have a lead. They certainly seem to have played much better with the lead. Now, is it something to quote unquote worry about? What good is worrying going to do? Does it help in any way? No. So, like I said, the Saints are a tough challenge. It's going to be interesting to watch that kind of seesaw battle. I think more than anything, not even so much playing with a lead, which is always nice, of course, but to me, it's going to be about time of possession and or getting offensive efficiency going for Green Bay and basically playing keep away from Drew Brees and company. You saw the Raiders. I mean, at one point they had a ton more plays than the Saints did heading into, I think, the back end of the fourth quarter. I think that's a large part of what the Packers need to do on Sunday. Be efficient, hold on to the ball, play ball control, take the air out of the game. I think that is their number one goal on Sunday night. As McCarthy exercised his onside kick demons. I mean, hats off to the Falcons, I guess, for letting the Cowboys get one. I mean, what an insane play. What an insane play. And I love the quote from Dan Quinn saying the next day saying, oh, our guys do know the onside kick rules. Do they? Because video evidence suggests otherwise. What an insane play. Andrew, thanks for the super chat. Was horse collar a point of emphasis this offseason? Glad it's getting called, but I feel like it hasn't been for a couple of years now. Thanks. Yeah, it's funny you say that because I have noticed there have been certainly a number of them these first couple of weeks, but I don't think it's a point of emphasis. I think guys have just maybe found themselves out of position and reached a little bit more. Maybe that's the product of no offseason. Who knows? I mean, I'm sure think pieces will be written, but as far as I know, I didn't see that there was a point of emphasis as far as telling the officials to watch for it or call it more. But we've certainly seen a number of them these first two weeks. Nicholas, thanks for the super chat. You notice Rodgers is even more dynamic on turf. Oh, it's kind of always been that way, right? And he's talked about it, how much he loves to be on that surface. And I'm telling you guys, without a crowd, Packers could cook, man. Packers could cook. I'm liking it. Next, still any idea of why that wasn't a safety on Stafford on Sunday? Slider, it's funny you mentioned that. I was just rewatching the game this morning. Yeah, as far as I can tell, they determined that his initial momentum, progress, whatever you want to call it, that would stop there at the 1 inch line or whatever. And I'm not too broken up about it. I'm a post euchre till it happens, Nathan. That's what I'm talking about. Man, Bobby Euchre on a watch party would be amazing. Sorry, guys. Getting texts. Are the 49ers right to be unhappy with the New York pitch? I think they're reaching a little bit. I understand the idea that they're going through a real rash of injuries at the moment, and they're going to try and point to things to blame. But I mean, I didn't hear anything out of the Steelers-Giants game in week 1. I don't know. I mean, it's not like the Giants didn't suffer a catastrophic injury this past week as well. I mean, you'd have to talk to the people in charge of keeping up the MetLife Stadium pitch. Seems like a reach, but who knows? I wasn't playing on it. I vote Danny Miller on a watch party. I love it. Thoughts on Kiki in week 2? I thought he did some nice stuff. I also thought he was on the ground a bit too much and really had trouble at the point of attack against the run. All that said, you can only continue to roll him out there at this point because you need every big body you can get. And I do think we've seen improvement from what he put on tape last year. I just hope he continues to find a little bit more consistency, especially early in the sticks. Oh, Nathan, sorry I left your super chat up there, buddy. What else do we get? What should be the strategy to cover Taysom Hill? I don't think you worry about Taysom Hill that much. Yes, he's going to get his. There's no question about it. But you don't design a game plan around the guy. There's no doubt they're going to utilize him, and the Packers are going to have to try and keep too high and keep everybody in front of them. And of course, that's easier said than done when you're facing Kamara in that running game. But yeah, I don't think you design much specifically for Taysom Hill. Otherwise, you're asking for trouble. Let's see here. Make sure I didn't miss any super chat. Michael, I know it's just timing of the schedule, but I find it funny that Thomas has to see a Green Bay doctor in order to be cleared or not to play against Green Bay. I've seen this a lot. And, the doctor that Thomas is going to see is at Bell and Health, which is, yes, in Green Bay. And yes, he consults with the Packers and is on staff for certain things. But it's not like he's going to see Doc McKenzie, who is the Packers head physician. That's different. But it is interesting. No doubt. Good morning, afternoon from Stockholm, Sweden. What's up, Rick? I hate when players get hurt, but no Nick Bosa week 9. Man, I don't know. I guess I'm weird. I want teams at their full strength. I want to beat Nick Bosa. I certainly don't want him sidelined by an injury. I hate to see him go down. I hate any player going down. But, yeah, I'd much rather he be upright so the Packers could whoop up. That's just me. I'm crazy. Plus, week 9, man, that's so far away. That's like my sister calling me and asking me what I'm doing for Thanksgiving. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. Thanksgiving? Really? I have no clue. Hey, speaking of my sister, she's an ardent viewer of Packers Daily. I'm kidding. Eric, what are the odds Aaron Jones walks? Never tell me the odds. As a certain smuggler once said, the odds, I don't know. I don't think they're very good. Let's put it that way. I think they're probably most likely going to retain him. But is there a chance he could leave? Of course. Hey, Aaron, I haven't heard King's name too much in the first 2 weeks. Is that a case of if you don't hear about them, that's a good thing? I mean, I think he's played well. He's had a solid start to the season. He's been a bit inconsistent, I think, at times and gotten away with it. But, yeah, I think for the most part, yeah, you're not going to hear a guy when people aren't throwing at him, when he's not allowing completions. That's the life of a corner, right? As soon as he does allow some things, you'll hear all about it, and people will go crazy online and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, for the most part, I think he's had a solid start to the season. And that is reflected by the fact that he hasn't given up big plays. That's your sister asking right now. Yeah, I know, right? Well, one thing good about 2020 is Anthony Barr out for the year. Karma. Man, you guys, you can't sit here and belittle or besmirch Vikings fans for celebrating Aaron Rodgers' injury and then turn around and celebrate Anthony Barr being hurt. You know, also, Anthony Barr's hit on Aaron Rodgers that injured him and took him out for the year was perfectly fine and good football. You know, that's the thing that everyone seems to forget. Yes, they made a rule about it the next year, which was absurd, but that was a fine hit. And it was fine all the way across the board. Yes, it sucked that Aaron got hurt. But to then turn around and, cheer on the fact that Anthony Barr got hurt, come on, we're better than that. At least I hope we are. Didn't see any wide receiver sweeps against the Lions. Thoughts? Andrew, it's funny you mentioned that. I mentioned that during the watch party, that it's clear that was not part of the game plan after it was a big part of the game plan against the Vikings. And Matt said as much when I can't remember who it was in the availability who asked it, but, it is going to be game plan specific, opponent specific. I thought we'd see one or two, but they absolutely shelved it. So, it all comes down to what they see on tape and how they think the best way to go about attacking somebody is. And clearly, in week 2, they did not think it was the time or place against Detroit. James, thanks for the super chat. 100,000 coach no mask fine Sunday. Both coaches no masks last night. Is it league wide? As far as I know, yeah. I know the report was that the league came down hard on teams in a sternly worded memo. And also, yes, are fining coaches who are not wearing their masks. And last night, I mean, you got to think the NFL was not happy seeing both Gruden and Sean Payton maskless for much of the evening. So, yeah, I think they're going to come down hard on these coaches. There's no doubt about it. I miss the days of the defense being able to lay a whooping and not get flagged every other play. I mean, it's a fine line, Matthew, right? I mean, I'm all for player safety. I want guys to be safe out there. There's no doubt about it. But there does come a point where they did sign up to play football, and there's nobody on the field at this point in 2020 who is out there under any illusions of what they're doing. You could make the case the 90s heading into the 2000s, the NFL did everything it could to hide the truth from the public and the players. But now we all know what they're doing. The players know what's going on. No one's innocent out there. No one's naive. Everyone has been told the risks and accepted those risks. So let them play. Now, headshots, like leading with the helmet, stuff like that, I'm all for taking that out of the game. I totally get that. But like guys like lighting people up in midair with their shoulder and then getting flagged, that's absurd and ridiculous. That to me is where it goes overboard. But, trying to keep people safe, yeah, I'm down for that within reason. It's just the NFL, just because they're so, have to go so far overboard. And it's mostly cosmetic to, basically stave off any future legal action. That's what this all is about. It's all window dressing mostly for that reason, which is why it's so annoying. Peyton has already had COVID. That's right, Daniel. And we also don't know if you can get it again. That is something that science has not shown yet. We don't have the evidence of whether you're inoculated or whether you can get it again. Not definitively, anyway. I know there have been anecdotal things out there, but also just lead by example. The NFL touts itself as this, arbiter of, the way forward, and we're gonna lead, and the world needs and the country needs NFL football back. Well, then okay, be leaders then. It's not, and it's not hard. Just wear a fucking mask. Look, I get it's gonna fall down sometimes, and maybe you say something like whatever, but then put it back up. We've seen LaFleur do this again and again and again, where maybe it falls down a little bit, but then he just pulls it back up. It's not difficult. Just a Jamal Williams shout out. Dude's been grinding. Oh, he had such a good run on Sunday. I mean, he's got lots of good runs, obviously. Does a great job in the passing game. But he had one run where he, I don't know, it was like he was going through Beggar's Canyon on Tatooine or something. I just made himself so skinny, got around two guys and took it up for what looked like was going to be a basically no gain into 8 yards. God, he's so good. I love watching him play. Carry the G. Gilbert, thanks for the super chat. Looking at the schedule, Packers could win 14 games. All right. Slow down. You move too fast. Gotta make that schedule last. I mean, I'm all for it. I'm here for 14 wins, but let's just watch them beat the Saints first, okay? Brian, Nags Nightmares. You missed a super chat. Here's the secret. Here's the secret. I don't care. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, maybe I'm kidding. I don't know. I might be kidding. You'll never know. Jamal Williams' press availabilities are always an adventure. My favorite was yesterday when he had to stop himself twice from swearing and then legit drop motherfucker in the presser. That was amazing. I love him. Loving the Star Wars references today. Lenny, today? Every day, buddy. Every day is Star Wars reference day. If I can get one in, I'm going to do it. It's kind of annoying. I mean, I've had friends who are like, you can't speak without dropping some kind of Star Wars reference. Like Banky gets like visibly perturbed when I start going off on my Star Wars tangents. But I can't help it. Like Star Wars is life, man. What are you going to do? One game at a time. You damn right. How did Barnes' week 2 performance compare to his first game? Good question. I haven't gone back and looked at the coach's tape yet. Hasn't been up that long. I do want to go take a look. I mean, he didn't flash, but he also didn't seem to be too far out of position at any point. But again, it's something that's the kind of thing I'll be looking at today. Barnes, I want to look at. I want to look at the safeties in particular. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it didn't seem egregious in any way, shape, or form, but also didn't seem to jump off the screen in any way. All right, guys, I'm going to have to get going. I can't thank you enough for all the chats, saying hello, chatting Packers each and every day. It's what we do here at Cheesehead TV. Hey, please do me a favor and hit like on this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you're so inclined, please consider giving us $5 a month on our Patreon page, patreon.com/cheeseheadtv. It helps support everything we do, including 5+ hours of live streaming each and every game day. Corey and I will be back Sunday night. Watch the Packers take on the Saints. But if you can't support us on Patreon, I totally get it. Please just hit like, hit subscribe, and then tell your friends and tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack Go.